Can't escape from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it. Can't escape from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it. Can't escape from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, there we go. A pleasant good morning to you. Sorry about that, gang. I had to restart there on the fly. So appreciate you joining me here on the Morning Steam Show for Saturday, December 27th. And we're ready for a big day of bowl action, FBS style, 8 games on the card here today, as well as NFL football, 2 games with playoff impact today. And we'll be here with our live companion stream coverage today at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific, with our companion stream game, the Texans and the Chargers, or so I'm told. So make sure you're tuning in to the Sports Money Network here late this afternoon for a little companion stream coverage of my Chargers going up against the Texans. We'll see if it needs to be an important game here for those teams, and Also, big NBA, NHL. We're going to be here well into that first game here right now, probably 2 hours plus with you here on the Morning Steam Show. What a fun day yesterday with our action in college football and NBA as well. Definitely had a nice Boxing Day card. And there's some soccer action going underway right now. I just saw that Manchester City with the win there, 2-1 over Forest just moments ago. Also, Parma over Fiorentina in Serie A, 1-0. So we've got a couple leagues underway, and there's a big EPL card coming up at the top of the hour with 6 games here on Saturday. But man, it's going to be about that college football and that NFL today. How about yesterday's college football? Definitely a good card there with some winners here on the Morning Steam Show. Yeah, I think we had a few winners here anyway yesterday, didn't we? With Central Michigan and Northwestern game. It did stay under yesterday. That's what we called for in the 34-7 win for Northwestern. Stone had 226 yards and 3 touchdowns. Central Michigan with 4 turnovers in the game gives the Wildcats their 6th straight bowl victory. Also, we had the winner here yesterday with New Mexico and Minnesota game to go under yesterday as well in that 20-17 Rate Bowl final, with Minnesota winning it 20-17 in overtime as the Gophers won their 9th straight bowl game. They were down 14-7. New Mexico was, after Minnesota had to work so hard for those touchdowns. They just ran the kickoff back 100 yards for a score. Eventually went to overtime, and Minnesota wins again in a bowl game. New Mexico playing their first bowl outside of Albuquerque in 21 years yesterday, so they played pretty well. Good game there at the Rate Bowl. And finally, we had the winner with the First Responder Bowls. We had the over. Hey, that was easy there pretty much. Texas San Antonio almost got there themselves in the 57-20 victory over UTSA. We did have that one as a premium winner there on Winnable with the Roadrunners yesterday. Getting that win 57-20. FIU led actually 14-0 in that game, believe it or not. Roadrunners, though, led 31 at halftime. FIU went for it on 4th down, I think, 10 times. They were 1-9. They might have been 1-10. I don't know. They kept going for it on 4th down, and they weren't getting it. So we did have a clean sweep here on Morning Steam yesterday in the bowl games. Let's do it again today. We got 8 games, so might as well sweep them. Also, yesterday, NBA action. Did we have some winners here on the Morning Steam Show? We almost swept the board. We had the Wizards over the Raptors here on the Morning Steam yesterday. We had the Heat over the Hawks yesterday, Morning Steam. We had the Hornets over the Magic getting the points. We had the Celtics and the Pacers to go over there yesterday. Sixers and the Bulls under. Did we win them all? No, we did not. Bucks and Grizzlies, we didn't come through there in that one, but we did finish up with a couple more winners in there, including the Pistons and the Jazz game to go over, and then we had the Clippers. So 7-2. Hopefully you're happy with me there, and you guys were winners as well in the NBA, but we kind of cleaned house yesterday here on the show. I would expect a good viewership the way it went down yesterday. Hopefully we can get somewhere close to that today with all the games. We've got a preview 13 in the NHL, 9 in the NBA, 2 NFL. We're going to skip the college basketball game. I got to have some premium action in the one college basketball game today. It'll be the first 78 consecutive days with college basketball. We always talk about football. Well, we got all these 54 days straight. Well, you got 78 days straight of college basketball. The next day there won't be a game. Will be the game, I think, between the day between the national championship and the championship game that Sunday, I think. Good to see everyone in the chat. Let me say hello to the folks here. Going to get ready for a big show. No time to waste. Coming to you live. You are looking live at the Military Bowl in Annapolis, where Elliot Jamison is coming to us with a depleted ECU roster. But hey, there's some guys still there, and you got a great coach doing a great job there at all those points. They just keep adding more points to it. It makes it hard not to take ECU in this one, right? Way they're betting Pittsburgh like they got tomorrow's paper. We'll cover it here in just a moment. But Elliot says, go Pirates. Hey, they're in a bowl game again. These are the Pirates, man. Don't be shoving these guys out just yet with their 13.5 points here right now, man. Probably 15 by the time we get to previewing this one. And have a great time at the game there. Elliot, our ECU correspondent. Cash Kane is here. Nicholas Handy as well. It's only 37 degrees at the football game. Bobby Mack's here ready to go. Nuke as well. Cash Kane loved what he saw in the Jazz last night. Hey, we had the Jazz as our premium pick selection. Didn't even mention that we had some premium winners. It wasn't a clean sweep there. We did lose a couple there of the premiums, but we did come through with a few as well, including the Memphis Grizzlies premium pick winner there yesterday, Utah Jazz premium pick winner there yesterday as well. So came through with a few anyway. Big O is here. Great to see Big O in the chat. How about that? Blake wants to go over in that football game. That Pitt defense is good. We know ECU's got a steady offense for sure, but how good will the Pitt defense be in that game? Our tops, good morning. Hello. Bobby Mack had a great day. Hey, everyone, like this video. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. I think we're on the air here. We're rolling with you guys already. 50 of you lined up. Probably should start the show. And, hey, here's Cinna figured it out. He's here today. Good to see Cinna in the chat, Cash Kane. Here, let's see. Let me make sure I say hello to everyone. Twisted, he says, we need to get on the bowl games, man. First start here in 90 minutes. We got to get going with these bowl games. And Twisted, yeah, hey, we came through in some bowl game action there yesterday as well with our picks there. Okay, and Nuke swept the College Board as well. Who else? Let me don't want to miss anybody. And thank you, Kane, for mentioning that. Josh 47,000 is here. Wow. Hello to Josh. Way to go. And it was a good Christmas. Make sure you're here tomorrow, everybody, for my special day. New Mexico gave away the game, but New Mexico won the uniform contest. I'll tell you that with those native uniforms. Those are awesome. Those are awesome uniforms there. Public Enemies here today. Heat Moneyline as well. Greg here. Let's see. Stanford for Twisted there. He's playing the basketball game. Thank you, Twisted. That might be our basketball coverage right there. Good morning to Jim Deweiger as well. Justin's ready to go in the chat. We've got to start this show, right? No time to waste on a card like this. 9 Legacy. Get ready to take some dogs, says Big O. And there's Nunya in the chat. Great to have him here. Let's go. Power Critter as well. Cinna figured out's driving home from Stillwater, Oklahoma. All right. Terrell talking about those wild NBA results last night with the dogs there, huh? Plant-based is here. Nice to see plant-based. Okay. Hey, you can get more picks from me right here today when you go to winnable.com/Ramon. We're going to go thank you to everyone who signed up to get my plays here off of winnable.com with that free subscriptions that we offered there with the holidays. So make sure you check me out today. I'm going to have some great packages, especially in NHL, NBA, and college football as well. So check me out over at winnable.com. But also, you can get a free subscription just by commenting in the chat. I'll give a giveaway here at the end of the show for 1 month of the picks. And hey, they were pretty okay there yesterday. So please comment, subscribe, and share the video. But if you comment in the chat, we'll have you involved in the drawing. There's already 19 of you signed up here for the drawing, so really appreciate that. And let's see who else. All right, I think everyone's kind of chimed in. Might as well just get ready to go with the show here. It wouldn't be, by the way, it wouldn't be a holiday season without Inoue fight. He just won moments ago. Naoya Inoue wins in his boxing match today over there, and he defeated Alan David Picasso by unanimous decision just moments ago. That one just in. Inoue, another big favorite here, minus 2,000 today, but he does get the win over Alan David Picasso there for that unified super bantamweight title bout in Saudi Arabia. It just finished moments ago Inoue over Picasso over there. It was not necessarily a work of art, but he got it done in Inoue fashion. Unanimous decision victory there in that title bout in Saudi Arabia just moments ago. All right. And let's see. Data Delp is here, ready to go with Pitt in that game. Oh, man, it's going to be hard for me to pick Pitt here. I mean, we've got Elliott on the scene. We got the number going up higher because of all the... But we knew the opt-outs. I mean, I don't think there's anything breaking overnight with the opt-outs with East Carolina. Maybe they're just... Maybe the public kind of weighing in, seeing the overwhelming information. Let's get to the previews. That way we can just get started and get rolling on the show. I mean, we're going to be busy enough here, right, over the next couple of hours. Well, I want to talk sports and sports betting with you right here on the Morning Steam Show. All right. Inoue with the win there. All right, here we go. We'll just get right into it here for the action on Saturday. We're going to start with the NFL, of course, and lead into our companion coverage, but we'll have plenty of time to get to that college football game here at the top of the next hour at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific with that Go Bowling Military Bowl at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium where Elliott is coming to us. Here we go. Let's get it started right now in the NFL with my Chargers hosting the Texans today in NFL action here from SoFi Stadium with two pretty hot teams, actually, including my Chargers here, making a great run of it, a great season, man. I mean, what am I worried about here? The Chargers going to the playoffs, obviously, here, trying to even improve their standing in this one, but don't seem to be getting a whole lot of respect necessarily. But, you know, it's the Texans that come into this game, obviously, with the, more pressing matter, if you will. Not to say the Chargers wouldn't like to win here and get it, keep this going right now for their playoff push. They are obviously in already in the postseason. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they can't say the same thing just yet, but they're almost there. They're just trying to outlast the Colts here. Texans need just one win or one Colts loss to get into the postseason, but Chargers are favored here. And the one thing about the Chargers coming into this game, like I said, even though they've, secured the spot and, they're going to be in probably the fifth position here. I don't think they're going to be, given their current status here. They're 11-4. Denver here is 13-3. So Denver could finish 13-4. The Chargers could finish 13-4. It doesn't matter. Because of the here, the Chargers are probably going to finish in fifth place overall. They might not necessarily have the motivation as the Texans do in this one, but Justin Herbert did say that he was left with a pretty sour taste in his mouth following the Chargers' playoff exit to Houston last year. In fact, you think of this game, right? The early game against Houston, kind of reeks of a Houston playoff game a little bit, right? They always stick Houston in the worst TV slot in the first Saturday of the postseason. It seems like the worst, you know, television slot anyway. But Herbert said he took offense to it. You know, lost 32-12 in that game, and you know, look, Chargers are having trouble protecting him this year. That's really been a problem of theirs, but they still come in here with an 11-4 record right now. Houston on the outside looking in, but it looks pretty good at 10-5. I mean, they're virtually a cinch to get into the postseason. It would help if they could get this win here today. They're, I'd say, somewhat popular with the public. Everyone's not necessarily ready to take the Chargers in this particular role, but we can hear from you guys in the chat on this one between Houston and the Chargers. The Chargers were 9-6 against the spread so far this season, 5-2 against the spread at home. Right now, Houston comes in here on a pretty strong winning streak, and that's really helped them virtually seal the deal here with their playoff chances right now. For the Chargers here, they've won 7 of their last 8 games somehow and have gone 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. Coming into this one, Houston has gone 5-2 ATS during its 7-game winning streak here. Right now, Houston also 13-9 last 22 against the spread as a road underdog. They're definitely a dog here in this one. Houston has gained less than 300 yards, though, in 3 of their last 5 games. Texans a mighty +18 in turnover margin in the last 12 games overall this season. Chargers have won 4 straight. They're really good in games decided by a touchdown or less, going 6-1. They're 8-3 as a home favorite, dating back to last season, 12-7 against the spread when coming in off of a win. Houston, like we said, they had that win last year. They won 4 out of the last 5 in the series, and the Texans have won the last 2 trips to LA, 27-20 and 31-28. The teams have gone over in 4 of 7 meetings. One was a push in the overall series between the two. So see what you have here. The Chargers and Houston have gone under in 5 of the last 7 meetings overall. Houston's gone under in 11 of their last 16 games, dating back to the end of last season. So let's see what you've got here between Houston and the Chargers in the chat. Am I going to homer it up here and just take the Chargers to win this one? Like I said, maybe the motivation is a little bit heavier for Houston. They do need to get this one win secured or a Colts loss. You know, Colts, it's not going to be exactly easy for them in their next game either. I mean, you have to consider they are playing a hot Jacksonville team this weekend. So, all right. I'm going to the chat here to see what you guys have in this one. Stroud for an INT says Justin. He also has Hampton with a big day to get over his rushing receiving yards. Cash Kane, he's on the under. Tom's liking the Texans plus the points. Robert going under here. Jim might be going with the Chargers in this one. Justin also likes Keenan Allen to get over in his yards today. And how about Herbert? And, oh, yes, Rondé Gadsden. Look, Gadsden, good season here for sure for Gadsden. He might not be done yet, so let's see how he fares in the postseason. Greg's got it a close game, of course. And Texans aren't going to be able to run the ball on the Chargers, says Twisted. Power Critter likes the Texans plus the points. Big O says Texans to win this one. And Gooey says ECU's, he's on the ECU game already. And Twisted's on the Chargers money line. 9 Legacy Chargers money line as well. And Cinna Figured Out says this might be a game of field goals here. It might be. All right. And over for Blake. Hello to Blake. And Nick Handy likes Omari and Hampton to have some big rushing yards today. Okay. That might be it from you guys in the chat. I'm taking the Chargers. I believe what Herbert said here about his motivation in the game, that he'd like to, uh, you know, win this one after losing 32-12 last season. And yeah, the Chargers, both defenses pretty solid here. The way things are going right now, Chargers, yeah, I got them as a top 10 rushing defense here. And I also look, I think Collins and Higgins have a good matchup, but Stroud could get harassed a little bit by this Chargers defense. Houston also so good defensively, right? Especially in pass defense. It could be a long day for the Chargers passing game. They really got to have Hampton here kind of go off, it feels like. So still waiting to see if Kamani Vidal, we're waiting for those ins and some of the update here right now, but Vidal, on the injury report here anyway. This is the first game here of the day at 4:30 Eastern and 1:30 Pacific. Make sure you're joining us with our coverage, plant-based likes. The Texans. Thank you, Elliot. Have a great time. Oh man, I feel bad. Elliot probably wanted a preview of the game, but he knows. Come on, we're going to probably be taking ECU here. They're still well coached. They're just bumping this spread up with Pittsburgh here, thinking the Pirates aren't going to be putting up much of a fight. We know how good this program is, despite all the opt-outs. Hey, there's opt-outs for both teams in that one. So, all right, Elliot, we'll let you go in there. Total here for Mike says a little bit rough there, but maybe he goes under. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm taking the Chargers here to get it done today. Make sure you join us today for our companion coverage on the Sports Money Network. Game time, 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. And I think that's it from everybody in the chat. So I'll take the Chargers in this one. Baltimore Ravens and Green Bay Packers here. This is starting to feel like a college bowl game with the quarterback situation tonight between the Ravens and the Packers here in this one. You have, of course, for Baltimore here, Snoop Huntley in there today as Jackson has a bruised back. Not good timing here. The Ravens are desperate for a win here right now. They are trailing, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh, all same situation. The Ravens need to win them both, and Pittsburgh needs to lose them both for the Ravens to get in right now. So Pittsburgh does play Cleveland here this weekend. So that looks like a strong possibility that Pittsburgh could get the win. The Ravens, meanwhile, are up against a Packers team that, is in the postseason. And yeah, they're 9-5-1. The Bears are 11-4. I mean, that'd be hard to do. The Packers, though, can consider themselves in. Yeah, they've lost 2 in a row. Maybe they've cost themselves a chance at the division, but with the loss to Chicago last time out there, they played 2 of the last 3 games together, and maybe it's worked out just enough for the Bears, but still, Packers will be in to the postseason here. We're waiting, of course, to see who the other team in the NFC will be between Carolina and Tampa Bay, but we know the other 6 entries, and, Green Bay is one of them. But they'll have in at quarterback today Malik Willis, and Willis really has been on the injury report here as well this week, but looks like he'll be able to make it. If not, you're going to be going down to Clayton Tune possibly here if it doesn't work out. But I think they did say that Malik Willis with that shoulder injury, he is probable for the game here. Dobbs is probable as well. So what do you think in this one, man? This total's been dropping here to 38 and a half right now. So I think the Packers should be able to win this. The Ravens situation there is not so much, the outside chance that they're going to get into the postseason. And look, it looks somewhat bleak for them right now coming in. The Ravens here are just a 9% chance to get in, 21% chance if they win today, and they'll be toast really if they lose. So but for me, the Ravens are basically falling apart at the seams here at the end of the season. Is this it for the Ravens? Are they going to go down here without ever getting back and getting Lamar to the bowl? Because look, what's happened here all of a sudden is the situation with Lamar, his injury, his frustration, Harbaugh's bad play calling, not running Henry there at the end of the game last time. It just feels like it's been a disaster. And now you hear the rumblings out of Baltimore. Could Jackson be on the move somewhere? Could he be going to Las Vegas? Really? Is that what's going to happen here? Where else could Jackson end up? Breaking news here right now, Giannis is probable for the game tonight. Giannis is scheduled to return here against the Bulls. This one just coming in right now. Looked like he was targeting a return here, and it is going to happen tonight. Giannis is probable against the Bulls tonight. That just in here to the morning steam. So, look, this is the way it's gone right now, and Harbaugh gave himself his own bill of confidence. I mean, usually when you see that happen, that's like the last thing they end up saying before they get fired. So, look, Harbaugh's had a great winning program here, but they just can't seem to get over the hump right now. And, hey, basically 10 years of can't get to the big win is what it feels like. So, look, other than breaking down the matchups and what have you, Baltimore 5-10 against the spread this season, 0-2 against the spread as a dog. Green Bay 4-3 against the spread at home. Here they haven't been a great favorite this year at just 5-7 overall, but still. Still here for the Pack today. I mean, there could be some positives going for them here. They've won 8 of their last 11 at home, 4-2 straight up their last 6. They are just 4-9 against the spread their last 13 overall. Baltimore's won 4 of their last 5 on the road, 6 of their last 9 games overall. Trying to push for this postseason, but that was when they were hot. Now they've lost 3 of their last 4 games and haven't covered in 5 of their last 6 overall. Baltimore 2-6 straight up last 8 against Green Bay. Green Bay's gone over in 8 of their last 12 games, but they're 2-5 to the under at home. And with these backup quarterbacks in there, you got to think it's going to be a little bit of an issue scoring some points. Given what these offenses might look like with these 2 quarterbacks here today. Let's go to the chat and see how you guys see it here with Baltimore taking on Green Bay with a battle of the backups here in still an important game for the teams, right? All right, here we go. Derrick Henry to get over. They're going to give him the ball today, Justin says, after whatever that was. Why couldn't they give him the ball? And what was Harbaugh thinking of not giving him the ball for the last, I don't know, what was it? 12 and a half minutes of the game? Public enemy, Packers money line and over. Justin says he's taking the Ravens in this one. They're going to be hungry. Nicholas here, what's he say? Robert's on the Ravens as well. A lot of Ravens support. And Chiefs in Baltimore not going to make it here this season, says Greg. Ravens for Blake. Man, you guys are all over the Ravens here, it feels like, and I was leaning back. All right. And Greg says Baltimore finds a way to win. Good weather, good Green Bay Packer weather. Shouldn't affect the Ravens too much, I guess, right? The Ravens money line,
Major
Huntley
lineman.
for a big day, and a big day for Henry. Milwaukee money line for Cinna figured out. I think he means Green Bay, but Twisted said, look at that line now. ECU getting 13 points. Malik Willis is pretty good, but he's hurt too. Clayton Toon warming up. Nick Candy's got a little soccer
Major
there
lineman.
for us. Thank you to Nick. And Cash Canes liking the over here in this one. All right. Well, for me, I'm taking the Packers. You guys are on the Ravens here. And yeah, you know what? Maybe plus the points. You got that hook there as well for a lot of folks. I have 3 there on the screen, and looks like mostly a juiced 3, minus 15, minus a dollar 20 or so. But again, I think that for the Ravens here, look, you can see the writing on the wall. Maybe they come out all fired up. If they fall behind, it could be a problem. But again, I think the organization, this situation, as solid as it's been with Harbaugh, this is the most tumultuous we've seen this Ravens franchise with this current, quarterback coach setup right now. It's been a great run, but has it come to an end in Baltimore? A lean to the over here for Twisted. And, hey, Snoop can throw. Snoop can throw, says Cash Kane. Don't forget. All right. We'll just have to see, though, about that. And again, just feels a little bit awkward. As good as they've been, as good as this franchise has been, it just feels like right now it's getting away from them. Zay Flowers has a great matchup today, and this Ravens defense has a solid matchup against this backfield as well. So, all right. And I don't know I don't know. Cash Kane said the Huntley 300. I don't remember that game. So was that last year or? And stop Geo in the chat. He actually played in the game against New England. They're 9 of 10 for 65 yards. And the game against the Bears that he started, he had 186 yards passing there, 17 for 22. So trying to remember when he had that game. I don't remember that. Okay. That's it for the NFL, you guys. Thanks a lot for your contributions. And I'm going to I guess I'm on the home teams here today. But probably going to have the totals coming at you in the premiums here. All right, we've got 8 games on tap here in college football today. Get ready and settle in for a big card. We're going to go over each and every one of the 8 bowl games here. Let's start it off and waste no time going to the game that Elliott just said he was walking into there in Annapolis, Maryland, with Pittsburgh going up against East Carolina. Man, 13 and a half now. Let me bring it up because we've definitely seen this line move here over the last several minutes. Keeps going up. And, Pittsburgh's got a hot young quarterback for sure. He's looking pretty good. And, yeah, East Carolina's breaking it up here a little bit. 13 and a half and 51 and a half. There we go. All right. All right, let's get settled in with this one. Man, we need Elliott to break it all down for us here right now, it seems like, with these two. Pittsburgh comes in here 8-4 after they lost to Miami in their last game. And now they were trying to go for the ACC title, but they just fell short. Both teams come in 8-4. ECU comes in here off of a win against FAU. The last time out, they blasted them actually, 42-3. They finished strong here. Yeah, they lost to UTSA 24-58, but we saw what UTSA did last night. They beat Memphis. They beat that sad Charlotte team. Didn't cover. They beat Temple. ECU comes in 7-4-1 against the spread. Pitt comes in 8-4 against the spread. Pitt 5-1 against the spread as a favorite. And even though ECU was a good spread team with that 7-4-1 record, they did go 1-1-1 ATS as an underdog. We got our weather report. What did Elliott say? 40 degree, a little bit under 40 degrees, 10-mile-an-hour winds or so. Several opt-outs for both teams here in this game. Remember, Mason Henschel, though, has been a bright spot for Pittsburgh for sure. He's really looks like one of the better freshman quarterbacks in the country. And, they do have some weapons here still going for ECU. Mike Wright, I think, will be in here. He's had accuracy problems for sure in his career. He's definitely been around the block a few times, so he's not exactly inexperienced here. I mean, I think we'll see a little bit of his toiling here, if you will, in this one. Wright here has not really seen extensive action since, weeks and weeks and weeks, actually. Hasn't thrown very many passes at all this season. But like I said, I mean, he's been around. He is kind of a veteran here, even if he doesn't have a lot of time in there so far this season. Pittsburgh comes in here. They did allow 31 plus points in all 4 of their losses this season, but they're a big favorite here. Pitt's gone over in 6 of their last 9 games coming into this one. For ECU, they've gone over in 5 of their last 6. Remember this, though, too. East Carolina won this game last year over North Carolina State, another ACC entry, as they won the game 26-21 as a 7-point underdog. So to me, that kind of shows, I think, that they can be, live in this game. ACC teams were 5-1 straight up, 4-2 against the spread against American foes this season. The favorite has won 4 of 6 military bowls coming in. ECU did go 0-3 to the under as an underdog this season. And usually when you see a lot of opt-outs, especially if there are opt-outs on offense, it has a tendency to stay under. Look, I think if you look at these teams a little bit, Pittsburgh here maybe look like an over team, but man, they've got some good defense too. So I'm going to go ahead and take East Carolina, though. I've got to grab these 2 touchdowns basically in this game. And this is a real good program with a very good coach here for sure. And I think ECU can hang. Their losses this season, 2 of them, they lost by 7. They also lost by 21, and then the 34-point loss there to UTSA. So I'm going to take the Pirates here. I can't stand it with this thing going up to 13.5 now. The 4.5, that was not even worth talking about. I think 10.5, that was a realistic number, and I think the betting momentum has just come in, basically, in my opinion, on this Pitt team here this morning, driving this up to what it is here right now. Because, look, Pittsburgh has guys definitely hitting the transfer portal, including Goff and Reed, Fowlerell as well, Lewis on defense hitting the portal. London Montgomery, I mentioned him on a show last night. I don't know why he's hit the portal here as well. We know Hauser's out of here, but I'm going to take East Carolina in this one plus the points. Let's go to the chat, see what you guys have here in this one. Justin does like it over here still. David Wallace is here. Good morning to David. Gooey says Pittsburgh by 3 or more scores there. I thought he was going to say Pittsburgh by 3, but no. And okay, last year against the Chiefs, Cash King. Thank you, Cash. Yeah, I'm trying to remember that. I was just thinking of the games this year. Someone's got to be out. Too many points. Nuke says 13.5 now. And Cash King says that's the Huntley we'll see in a must-win game. And Robert's got a BTTS in the Liverpool Wolves game. I'm watching the goal channel here. Greg says a 9-point game. He likes ECU. Robert's on the under. Mike Humphrey's on the under. East Carolina plus the points for Art Thompson. And Public Enemy likes Pittsburgh here. Cinna figured out says Giannis will end up in Oklahoma City. Chasing another ring there. Cash Kane, Pittsburgh, money line. And Cinna figured out. Hello. If East Carolina has no injuries, the injury report, not awful here. They are missing some guys, but they definitely have the couple of big opt-outs. Tar Tom's leaning to the other. Cliff Floyd, hello, there he is. Thank you, Cliff, for being here. Also, David likes ECU here. Nuke's going to take him as well. Look, at 10.5, I might have been sold on the Panthers here. Henschel's going to be a good quarterback. This Pittsburgh team has a good defense, but East Carolina always a little bit underrated, right? Nick Handy here. I think he's got an SGP there. Bought some points there, it looks like. Pitt on the spread there for Cash Kane. AUD is here, ready to go today. And let's see here. That might be it. You guys are losing some steam in the chat. I'm going to take East Carolina. Once Elliott showed up and he's at the game, we got to go with him here. But honestly, I just think it's within 2 touchdowns here in this one. Pitt, good team, good job. East Carolina still pretty solid situation here with a good record and not too, missing Hauser. That's a big deal. Caden Hauser was a good quarterback this season, but I'm going to try the points. Okay, we got to keep it moving on and fire up the chat. Let's go to the Pinstripe Bowl in New York. It's cold here in Yankee Stadium. Temperatures in the high 20s here. Winds 8 miles an hour, but 27 degrees expected here for this one with Penn State coming in, taking on Clemson. A funny thing happened on the way to the college football playoff for Pittsburgh and Clemson. They are playing well enough right now to think that if they were in the college football playoff, they'd have a little momentum. Penn State with wins over Michigan State and Nebraska. They covered the spread in those, and they beat Rutgers, although barely. Still, Penn State just 4-8 against the spread this season. Meanwhile, although 2-1 is an underdog, I will mention. Although here's Clemson, they come in riding high on a 4-game winning streak for Dabo right now, and they're loving their time in New York. They're looking pretty confident here as well. But look, for Clemson here, wins over Florida State, Louisville, Furman. They didn't cover 41.5, but they covered against in-state foes South Carolina. So the competitive games they played down the stretch, games that were closely rated by a field goal or less, Clemson won them all to go 5-7 against the spread this season, just 3-6 against the spread as a favorite. However, coming into this one, so Penn State 9-3 to the over here this season. But look, this totals 46.5, maybe even 47 right now. Penn State win just 6-6 straight up. Clemson 7-5 straight up. But both teams, it was a disappointment to say the least, considering what they were expecting. This is a good game, though, to go to at Yankee Stadium. Penn State have 17 players opting out of this one, including 4 starters on the offensive line. Their top starting tight end is opted out as well. Uh, four, 4 or 5 defensive players as well. Clemson, 27 players have vacated this roster, with most of them on defense, but also their top receiver and linemen have gone out. Uh, Klubnik is expected to be in here, though, for Clemson, but still, this series kind of reeks of uh, uh, Penn State here a little bit. If you look at the overall trends for this matchup and the conference matchup, Penn State has won 6 of their last 7 games against the ACC coming into this one, and ACC teams are 0-8 straight up and 1-7 against the spread in the Pinstripe Bowl. That stands out to me a little bit, especially here. You have colder weather. I think that does favor Penn State. For sure, I would think here. Penn State, if they wouldn't have that 6-game losing streak, man, when everything was falling apart there, maybe that they'd have a little bit more support here. It seems like Clemson is drawing the support. I'm not sure I'm into it. I kind of look to the way these 2 conferences have faced off against one another seems more significant to me in a game where, you got Klubnik in there. I get it. Let's see what you guys have in the chat in this one with Penn State and Clemson here. Grunkenmeyer will be in there for Penn State. Clemson, good run defense here, but also Penn State good against the pass. So, man, I think points might be hard to come by, but I'm probably going to grab 2.5 points with Penn State here. I might even sprinkle the money line in this one. But Dabo's feeling confident. They're having a great time spending Christmas in New York. All right, let's see what you got. Justin likes the Lions here. Robert likes the Lions. I think Greg likes the Lions. Our chat likes the Lions. So why wouldn't I go with the Lions? But Nuke says, give me Clemson -2.5. Robert likes the under. Penn State, look, they did a pretty good job against IU. They covered 2 touchdowns, lost by only 3 at home to one of the best teams in the country. And then they beat Michigan State, covered a touchdown, clobbered Nebraska, covered a touchdown there, and they still won that game at Rutgers, even though they were favored by 2 scores. So Penn State's done a good job. R. Thompson is on Penn State. Clemson wasn't good this season, says Greg. They finished with a better record than Penn State did, but down the stretch, like I said, not only winning but covering those last few games. So this is a good ball game. Penn State for Twisted to win. Public Enemy likes the under. Twisted Penn money line. And Clemson lost, though, to Syracuse big time. Yeah, that was earlier in the season for sure. Penn State on the spread for 9 Legacy. Sprinkle the money line. And will it be too cold for Clemson? They're the team from the South, if you will. Blake likes Penn State as well. I'm going to take Penn State to win this Pinstripe Bowl. Penn State, they kind of match the decor, if you will, of Yankee Stadium. They'll look like the home team with their uniforms and the dark colors there. Clemson did get better. I put it all behind me now about Nuke loves Nuke Island. Nuke Island is what it is. Okay, we got to keep the bowl games going. Thanks everybody for some great picks here. How about this one with Connecticut and Army? Who'd have thought that we could get a Connecticut? What a progression here to get to the Fenway Bowl. We went from Yankee Stadium to Fenway Park here for the Fenway Bowl. Connecticut coming in with 4 straight victories here over UAB, Duke, Air Force. looked impressive in those games. They even beat FAU. They didn't cover the spread, but did get the road win to finish with a 4-game winning streak, finished 7-4-1 against the spread. But you're taking on an Army team here right now that, yeah, this is a good bowl for Army, I think, here to come in here with a loss in the Army Navy game. What a great game it was. Remember, it was uh, Army that did cover the spread in that one. They were getting 6 points, played a great game for sure. Army beat that UTSA team 27-24 at home. We just saw UTSA light it up there. They did lose to Tulsa at home. They beat Temple and didn't cover. You could compare. Look, Connecticut beat Air Force 26-16. Army beat Air Force 20-17. Army did it on the road. Connecticut did it at home. So they both ended up beating Air Force and covering the spread against them. Army just 2-4 against the spread as a favorite. You feel like you want to take Army as a dog if you have to, right? Is taking them as a favorite really the right role? Is that the role you want them in? These two teams have met previously 2 of the last 4 years. Haven't met in 2 years, but Army won 52-21 at home in 21, and in 22 it was 34-17 as Army got the win. So another cold one here, but I don't know if these two teams will be swayed by it at 26 degrees here in this one. Funny, we always say, well, one thing about Army and Navy, you're not going to have any bowl, opt-outs. You're starting to get them now in Army land. I mean, even Army has to play the game here a little bit. UConn starting quarterback, Fernando, he's opted out as well. 2 linemen, a running back are out of here as well. Also a cornerback, a linebacker heading out of here. Coach Jim Mora of Connecticut, he's left for Colorado State, so they have an interim coach here, something also to consider. And their defensive coordinator left for Mississippi State, but he will be coaching here in this game. So the assistants are pretty much staying. For Army, their team and their coaching staff is stable, of course, but for UConn, can they go up against that offense here of Army? Let's hear from you guys in the chat and see what you think in this one with Connecticut and Army here. All right, here we go. We've got the pieces in place. Here we go. Greg says he likes Connecticut here. Justin likes Army, but Public Enemy's on Connecticut. Robert likes Connecticut here as well. Josh says Connecticut outright. Army beat Temple. Well, not real, but really not Temple. Well, whoops. They beat them 14-13. I know that. Let's see here. UConn missing their is UConn missing their starting QB or something? Yeah. The situation here for like I said, for Army and UConn with Bonanno, yeah, he opted out. So Army under here for our Tomps. All right. It'll be Nick Evers in there for Connecticut. Basically no experience this season. He played the first game of the season, went 8 for 11 for 83 yards and a touchdown, but really didn't have much action after that. Just a few snaps here and there for Army. Cale Helms, who you saw in the Army-Navy game, he played terrific. 25 carries, 100 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Did throw an interception, was 5 of 10. Saw, extensive action here all season here for Helms. So Army has the experience there at quarterback. But again, I just don't know if I like him as much as a favorite. So give me the under, though, in this one with Connecticut and Army. I'll take a total here with these two and go under here in this one. For Army here, they went under in 7 of their last 9 games. overall. So Connecticut 6-1 straight up in their last 7 against opponents from the American Conference. So I think Connecticut has a chance to hang in there, even with a little bit of a they've upset the apple cart there a little bit. All right, looks like let me a few more here let me get a few more plays from you guys. Here we go. 9 Legacy Army. James Parm on the under. Blake likes Army here. And Arsenal with a goal against Brighton, says Jim. All right, starting to get some personnel information here. We'll keep you posted if we see any breaking news. But Pittsburgh's got some players in here for sure. Goff is in. Goff is out. Goff is out for Pittsburgh, the running back. We said that. Reed, he's out. And Lewis, the linebacker. Those are all transfer portal guys. Okay, got to keep it moving here. Think you guys got it twisted. Likes Connecticut to win outright. Keep it going here with our 8 bowl games. We've got Georgia Tech taking on BYU at the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Man, the Pop-Tarts Bowl has really gained a lot of momentum, hasn't it? It feels like, you think of all the great bowls, the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, and the Pop-Tarts Bowl. It's right up there with all the great bowls and the great trophies in all of college bowl games. Georgia Tech's lost 2 straight coming in here with losses to Georgia and Pittsburgh. BYU, meanwhile, lost to Texas Tech, who hasn't here recently. But they beat TCU and covered. They beat Cincinnati and covered. They beat UCF and covered. So pretty good run for BYU up until this point. You have a good quarterback matchup here, right, with Haynes King going up against Bachmeier in this one. This feels like one of the better quarterback matchups out of the non-BCS games here. Good matchup for sure. You got a BYU team coming in here 11-2. They might have you got 11-2 team in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. I told you this is a good bowl, man. Georgia Tech, they were on the cusp of the ACC competitive there towards the end of the season in championship contention, obviously. They did go 3-0 as an underdog this season, did Georgia Tech, but BYU was 7-2 against the spread as a favorite. And they're favored by 3.5 here currently, total 56 here in this one. But again, 2 quarterbacks hanging around here now. Georgia Tech did lose their leading receiver to injury here. They also lost their offensive coordinator to Florida. BYU has their starting quarterback and receivers. So Georgia Tech suffered some big losses on defense coming in, and the Yellow Jackets did have some issues down the stretch defensively, giving up those 42 points to Pittsburgh in that big game. They beat BC 36-34 as a 16.5 point favorite. They've been a little clunky, Georgia Tech down the stretch. Did have that impressive win over Syracuse, but lost to NC State as well. They covered the game. They covered against Georgia. But again, Georgia, that was a rugged game, right? You're playing a bit of a rivalry game there after the conference season, so it's set up pretty good for Georgia Tech to actually get a cover in that one. So remember, BYU started the season so hot here right now. Hey, speaking of hot, it's gonna be 75 degrees in this one, no problem in Orlando here in this game. Let's see what you have in this one between Georgia Tech and BYU. Like I said, great coaching quarterback matchup here in this one with Haynes King. Plenty of starts in his career, of course. Tech 4-1 this year in games decided by a touchdown or less. Georgia Tech has gone 3-2 against the spread in their last 5 bowls. ACC non-conference underdogs this season, 6-11 against the spread. BYU can beat everybody except name Texas Tech. They lost to Texas Tech twice for their only 2 losses of the season, including that championship game. BYU here with Bachmeier, nearly 3,000 yards passing, 14 touchdowns, and 8 picks coming in. And so far, Big 12 teams were 5-1 against the spread against ACC opponents this year. Favorites are 7-2 against the spread in the Pop-Tart Bowl. So, man, I know it's going to be hard to want to take BYU laying these points, man, but that might be the direction I'm leaning. I'm going to take the over in this one with 2 good quarterbacks here. I think that feels like the play for me here on the morning steam show. I'm going to go over here. Georgia Tech was 0-3 to the under as a dog, but they did go 7-5 against the spread overall. Just seeing a little bit more info here right now on the injury front here. Just announced Penn State running back Nick Singleton. He's out. We knew he would be with the transfer portal player there, Singleton. Okay, let's see here. BYU 5-4 to the over as a favorite this season. Let's see what you guys got. I've already committed. I'm on the over in this one. I think 2 good quarterbacks here. Here we go. We got your comments coming in. Georgia Tech for Justin. He also likes the over in this game as well. Twisted says, I like BYU, but I like the over better. Georgia Tech and over for Parma. Cinna figured out says they're great. Greg says 30-24 BYU. Blake says go over. And Jim says not only did they lose to Texas Tech, but both games were pretty much on the road there for BYU. And Jimmy Knows says Ramon should sponsor the Cap and Crunch Bowl. BYU for Jim. Greg says that was a bad look in that Wake game for Georgia Tech. Jimmy Knows is on BYU. And yes, Cap and Crunch, the official breakfast cereal of the morning steam show. Robert likes the Yellow Jackets here. R. Thompson's on the under. Cash Gain on the over. Nine Legacy says BYU is going to torch them. Here, Public Enemy likes Georgia Tech Moneyline. Feels like we're all over the place in this one, but that's okay. Greg says BYU for sure. It could get ugly for Georgia Tech. Haynes King is a real competitor. James Parham, Georgia Tech plus the points. Public Enemy likes the over in this one. I think I made it through all the comments. I'm going to take the over as well here in this one. All right, next up, we've got the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl here with Miami of Ohio taking on Fresno State. Fresno State's a 5.5-point favorite. Hopefully they will not be Mountain West like. Now they are taking on the MAC here, so that could be, you could factor in a little bit of that here that, sometimes the Mountain West with these poor bowl performances, sometimes they're underdogs in these games, and that's where they end up looking a little bit short. Here they're taking on at least Miami O, but Miami O 1-5 against the spread as an underdog this season. They were 8-0 against the spread as a favorite. So this is not the role that you want them in, that's for sure. Fresno, meanwhile, here 3-4 against the favorite as a favorite here against the spread this season. Fresno did beat San Jose in the season finale. They won and covered 3 of their last 4 with wins over Boise, Wyoming, and San Jose State. Miami of Ohio, meanwhile, lost to Western Michigan in their finale after beating Buffalo, and Ball wins and covers there. Miami went 7-6 this season. Meanwhile, Fresno State went 8-4, allowed just 10 points in those final 2 games of the season, by the way. Mountain West went 3-2 straight up and against the spread against the MAC this season. The favorites in the Arizona Bowl have gone 4-3 against the spread overall. Red Hawks started 0-3, but finished the season 7-3 in their final 10 games. But again, they've been a pretty terrible underdog. Miami went over in seven of their last 11 games overall. Fresno State, meanwhile, under in 6 of their last 8 games. Fresno's won 4 of its last 5 bowl games right now. Let's see what you've got here in this one between Miami of Ohio and Fresno State here. Miami of Ohio, man, that winning and covering 7 of their last 10, and Fresno won 8 of their last 11 overall. Let me go to the chat. This one's tough. We'll hear from you. Not too much, though, actually, in this one. Let's see what you got. Georgia, let's see here. Fresno 4-9 legacy. Greg likes Fresno here. Justin likes Miami of Ohio. So does Jake Parm. And James Parm likes Fresno State. Man, we got Parma Jake and we got James Parm. James Parm. Public Enemy liking Fresno, Blake liking Fresno, and Bobby Mack likes Miami. This one's back and forth. I just think the spread's a little bit too high. Like I said, I just don't trust the Mountain West to do much. They might finally get a win here, but I got to take 5 points, 5.5 points with the Red Hawks in this one. I'm going to take Miami O to hang in here at the Arizona Bowl. All right, my San Diego State Aztecs here taking on North Texas. Look, North Texas has been getting a lot of run here right now. They might even be up to 7 at this point. San Diego State has some issues coming into this bowl game, especially on offense. So I really don't have too much confidence in them either here. That's why this one's been even a bigger move, it feels like, than that Pittsburgh game, just because this game maybe it was so much more closely rated, but you got North Texas team coming in here to the New Mexico Bowl 11-2. Yeah, they lost the big game to Tulane there. Fell kind of flat in the 34-21 loss, but they were on a roll before that. They're 10-3 against the spread this season, but San Diego State, though, meanwhile, went 9-3 against the spread this season. So they were good. It's just that in this game, they're going to be lacking a little bit of offense for sure. Denegal, he's out due to shoulder surgery here, actually. Mestamaker, it feels like for all intent and purposes here right now, expecting him to be in there. So that's big news for North Texas, and I think that's kind of helped the spread as well sit currently where it is at 7 points. I think we have to update it here, actually. But San Diego State has one of the nation's top defenses here. Look at this total, 52. Like it's going to be a shootout. San Diego State, they do have some problems scoring points, especially if here they're going to have to be going down to their backup quarterback, and he's kind of been bagged up too. And college legend Bert Emanuel, he's been around the block. We remember Bert over the years, but hasn't really played that much this season. But the Aztecs have a solid running game in Lucky Sutton and Chris Washington as well, the former Coastal Carolina performer. So they've got guys who can do it here. And again, the defense is off the charts this season. Yes, they're playing in the Mountain West. They had a softer schedule, but some of the games, the defense is totally dominated. They gave up just 3 points to San Jose in a win. They gave up just 7 points to Boise in a win. And they gave up 7 points to Wyoming in a win. Mostly at home is where they did their best work. But no doubt going up against the North Texas team that they are explosive. But Coach Morris, he's headed to Oklahoma State, so they've got a little bit of upsetting the apple cart there as well. Um, Two guys on the mean green defensive line have hit the portal as well. Mestermaker's out of here, by the way, after this game, but again, looks like he is expected to play in this game, and he's one of the more prolific quarterbacks in the entire nation. So San Diego State, though, just really solid on defense here. I don't know. To me, San Diego State can still grind and play solid defense. I know it's tough because North Texas here with Young, with Domer, they've got some great receivers, and of course they've got Caleb Hawkins in the backfield. Although the Hawkins didn't do really that much in that game against Tulane, so. Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of points, man. I don't think I want to get away from the Aztecs here, but let's see what you have in this one. I think the more solid play is on the under here in this game. And I think you guys feel the same way. Let's go to the chat. North Texas for Justin. He thinks that, maybe the Aztecs will be lacking offensively there, possibly. Greg on North Texas. R. Thompson's on the under here. Blake says North Texas. James Parm on the under. Nine Legacy will take the Aztecs. And Dirty Reg is here. Hi, Dirty Reg. Robert says he'll take the Aztecs here. And Greg says San Diego State has no chance here. Look, San Diego State, Bert Emanuel, if you don't remember Bert Emanuel from his days in the MAC, he's more of a running threat. Don't get me wrong. He's not. Senegal was he was inaccurate when he was in there. So a lot of people said here in San Diego, why isn't Emmanuel the starter? Why has been given a fair chance? Still had a great season, but mostly because of the defense. So North Texas has an interim coach in there, and their assistants will be out of here as well. So. I don't know. San Diego State's going to have a running quarterback in there in Emmanuel. So I'll take the under in this one, but I'm not sure I'm all hyped up about this big move on North Texas here. And I've been, maybe I've paid the price going against San Diego State a few times when I shouldn't have this year. He says bet with your mind, not with your heart. Like I said, maybe I went against the Aztecs too many times here, Greg. All right, here we go. Next up. Virginia Cavaliers, Missouri Tigers, Missouri favored here in this one on Saturday by 4. Total 43.5 here right now in this one. And Virginia coming in here 10-3. They were up there all the way to the finish. Remember, they're maybe they're steamed. Look, they lost the game fair and square to Duke after they beat them in the regular season. They could have been there, but looking now, look at how well the ACC has done so far in the postseason. They've won some games showing that maybe they did get kind of screwed when it comes to the college football playoff, and we need 16 teams here to get some of these ACC teams in there. They've look good here in the bowl season a little bit, and they haven't been the best of the teams. But UVA 3-1 against the spread as an underdog this season, 8-5 against the spread overall. Missouri a terrific favorite this year, 5-1 against the spread overall. They beat Arkansas in their season finale, winning 2 of the last 3, as a matter of fact, beating Mississippi State as well. They did lose to OU on the road. 17-6, lost to A&M, lost to Vandy. Tough schedule for Missouri, but for Virginia here, they did beat Virginia Tech. They hammered Cal late in the season as well. They were the better spread team overall. The UVA just 5-8 to the under this season. Meanwhile, Missouri 4-2 to the over as a favorite coming into this one. I think Virginia, pretty underrated team here. It feels like. Coming in, they cost themselves a shot there with the playoff with that ACC championship game, mostly because they were inefficient there in the passing game. They still had a pretty good um, offense this season, and they protect the quarterback well, no doubt about it. They're terrific on third down in the clutch, but you're going against a Missouri team that basically is a top 15 defense overall. They are a little bit loose in the red zone for sure, and they don't force as many turnovers as you might expect of a team with this strong of a defense here. But uh, still 43 and a half, 44. You got a pretty good situation here with these two teams. It'll be 70 degrees, no wind in the Gator Bowl here, one of my favorite bowls. Of course, Missouri will be without their starting quarterback, Pribula, who does go into the portal. They're also missing two key receivers from the starting lineup. Also, the Tigers will be without their tight end, who is actually injured in the game. Matt Zollers is the quarterback, making his third career start. Didn't look that great against A&M and Mississippi State. Missouri also, their offensive coordinator is out of here. He's not here for this game. Moving on. Meanwhile, the Cavs, their coaching staff's ready to go. They're looking at this personnel ready to go for next year. So I think I'm on Virginia here. I think they just have a little bit more stable of a situation. They obviously deserve to be in a 16-team playoff if there was one. Maybe they blew their chance, but I'm going to say they deserve a shot to cover here, getting 4 points in this one. I think it's going to be a good game. Okay, here we go. Greg says he's got it there very close. Robert's on the Cavs. Justin's on Missouri. Jim says go under. Public Enemy is on Missouri here. And Jim says Missouri going to be running that ball. Greg says Virginia beat Florida State and took a turn. To me, Missouri easy win here. And our Tom's on the under. Greg says you got all those injuries and they're still favored. Terrell says the wrong team is favored, right? Yeah, like I said, I think we'll see. I just think that the ACC is going to come out a little bit better than what we saw. They got a little bit of a bad rap, I think, there this season. And look, some of the high-profile games they lost. So I think that's what happened there. Blake's got Missouri, though, to rock. Man, we've made it to the end of the 8 bowl games here, and let's go to the Texas Bowl. This one's in Houston here. This one doesn't say at Houston. They're not playing in their home stadium, but it's at the NRG Stadium here with LSU coming in, taking on Houston. Look, LSU 7-5 here. LSU lost to Oklahoma there to wrap up the season after they'd beaten Arkansas and Western Kentucky. LSU just 4-8 against the spread overall this season. Houston went 8-4 against the spread, 4-2 against the spread as a favorite. LSU went 2-4 against the spread as an underdog here. Houston was 5-1 to the over as a favorite, but LSU went 3-9 to the under here this season. Look, this one just sets up too good, I think, for Houston here. I think Houston can roll in this game. Nussmeier, he's out of here for LSU, so he's getting ready for the NFL draft. 6 defensive players have opted out for the Tigers, as well as one receiver here. So for Houston, their center and their tight end are going to the portal as well, but that's pretty much it. LSU has an interim coach here, obviously. They're bringing in the big man to take over this team. And so, this is like the end of the previous regime type of thing, and if that, because the hire of Lane Kiffin and, who's really going to be around. Kiffin's going to shape this roster up. Can't believe it's only a pick 'em. Maybe because of LSU, hey, they're, this is the and the move's been on LSU. Make no mistake. Maybe because hey, uh, they're LSU and they're SEC and all that. I don't know about this one, man. I think yeah, LSU's got a good defense. Just too much going on with LSU. They've got uh, Michael Van Buren in there. He's been okay in those last 3 games of the season right now. Wegman for Houston, we know he lit it up there against Baylor in that last game, or mostly did a great job running and passing like he does. So I'm on Houston, man, to rock here in this one over LSU. I'll take the Cougars here in this one. All right. Dirty Red says first place in the AC will be. Oh no, he's saying. I don't know if he's saying that they would come in eighth, or if he's saying that's kind of the standings there. Dirty Red says I think he's saying first place Virginia there. Okay, Justin's on Houston as well, and SF Niner here. I don't know what's going on with SF Niner. He's off the hook there. 9 Legacies LSU on the money line. Greg says they could play on the moon. I want LSU, a stronger conference here. Houston for Blake, under for our Tomps. Public Enemy likes Houston to lay a couple of points. Robert likes the under here in this one. Yeah, I think, look, like I said, LSU 3-9 to the under this season, 2-4 to the under as a dog, but Houston 5-1 to the over as a favorite. Nunya says LSU is going to have some new blood coming in, but that's coming in, right? And this one, I don't know. I think Robert may be going over there in this game. All right, I'm going to take Houston to rock, and that's it for college football. What a day it's going to be. And we're just 15 minutes away from kickoff of the Military Bowl. That one will be going on here while we're on the show. Did I just see a Liverpool goal here right now? I'm on the goal channel, but maybe it was a replay here, but they all are replays, I guess, when you're watching the goal zone. All right, yep, San Diego State, Bernard Manuel is the starter here today. That word coming in, we knew it. There, North Texas, Mackenzie McGill. We don't know yet with McGill here, and Hawkins. Hawkins is probable in there. That's going to be big for North Texas in that game for sure. Fresno State running back Rayshon Luke, he's questionable still. DeQuan Finn of Miami, we know he left the team there with that awkward situation. All right, here we go. Let's go to the NBA tonight. Let's see, Dirty Reg took Houston. All right, here we go. Let's go to the NBA. We might go a little bit quickly here with a great sports betting day on tap. Get on out of here, but got to go down through this card. We're too hot not to, right? After destroying the NBA card there yesterday. So I imagine we might stay hot. Let's talk about these matchups and get it rolling here with the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Sacramento Kings. NBA action here for a Saturday night. Good card here, man. 9 games on tap. All right. For the Mavs here, they've gone 2-4 straight up and against the spread in their last 6 games overall. Mavs have covered 4 of the last 6 meetings with Sacramento. Both teams coming here in a little bit of weak form right now. Dallas lost to Golden State, of course, on Christmas, 126-116. They did not cover, but they were off of a win over Denver, so they've had their moments. Cooper Flag continues to be really impressive here. Sacramento, meanwhile, has covered 2 straight. They lost to Detroit last time out by 9, but they covered by a half a point. Meanwhile, they beat Houston before that at home. So Sacramento's actually shown just a tiny bit of life here over the last couple of games. but they're still 4-8 against the spread in their last 12, 1-6 straight up in their last 7. 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but Dallas has gone over in 7 of their last 9 games overall. The two teams have not yet met so far this season. Dallas is 2-7 against the spread as a favorite, but Sacramento is just 4-10 against the spread at home. They've been dreadful here as well. So, this one's a little bit awkward. Let's see what you got here when Dallas takes on Sacramento here tonight in NBA. Sacramento, Dallas has gone 2-7 to the under as a favorite. I don't know if this one's going under, though. At 232, I still might want to take the over. Let's see what you guys got in the chat. I want to hear from you before I make my call. This one's at 5:10 Eastern and 2:10 Pacific in this one. And we're underway in the NBA. All right. Greg says, he had some winners there. Justin's on the over. Robert's on the over as well. Yeah, I mean, maybe the trends point to the under, but I don't know. Here, Greg says, Kings will win 117-114. 9 Legacy Mavericks on the spread. All right. And let's see here. Justin says DeMar DeRozan going over there right now. Robert likes the Kings plus the points. And Greg says they can't beat nobody, so I guess they can beat everybody. They better beat Dallas. Blake likes the over here in this one as well. All right, man. I'm going to just take the over in this one with Dallas and the Kings. Give me the over as well. You guys are on the over. I'll take the over here with Dallas and the Kings. Westbrook, yeah. Hey, whoever will have him, right? They might have to make some new teams for Westbrook in the future. Public enemy on the Kings here.
Halftime.
Phoenix Suns taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. Here, action for Saturday night, 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 Pacific. Pelicans are an underdog at home by 5.5. Here, total 237 here in this one. And let's take a look. It's maybe down to 5 here at some spots for sure. Phoenix 17-13 coming in. They've won 2 straight right now with wins over New Orleans and the Lakers. They've actually covered 4 straight overall right now, has Phoenix. New Orleans, meanwhile, did come up with a couple of clunkers here. I say that only because they've been playing their best ball of the season before that. Played 2 decent teams in Cleveland and Phoenix and got beat. Didn't cover, but hey, you know what? The Pelicans are showing a little bit of life. We already know they're a good spread team despite this terrible record of 8-24. They're 19-12 against the spread, 12-6 against the spread at home. But Phoenix is 10-2 against the spread as a favorite. They're actually going up here, New Orleans, against a good spread team in the Phoenix Suns, a team that's a little bit better than they are against the spread. Like I said, Phoenix playing pretty well here right now, but getting enough points. Now, here's the thing. The 2 teams played just last night. It was 115-108. Phoenix got the win and the cover on the road here for their 3rd straight cover, win and cover over New Orleans. The funny thing was it looked there for a time down the stretch like New Orleans was going to be able to get the money. They were in there all the way, very competitive in the game. It's one of the games that we actually I think we had this one wrong yesterday. Yeah, we were on New Orleans. Maybe that's why I'm complaining about it. Not complaining, but they were in it there at the end. They outscored down the stretch there, and Phoenix was able to get the win, and it went considerably under there at 223. Phoenix is actually 4-8 to the under as a favorite, but New Orleans 13-6 to the over at home, 18-12 to the over as a
Major
dog,
alignment.
but still ended up going under in the game last night. So let's hear from you in the chat in this one. See what you think. Man, I haven't think New Orleans can. I'm probably going to have to go right back to them here. They lost it last night. They almost got there. Should have won. They've been a fine cover here. I'm taking the Pelicans plus the points here. 5.5. I'll try it again. I might go down swinging again, just like last night. But I'm going to take the Pels in this one. Let's see if you got anything here in the chat with this matchup. Greg says they just played. It was 122 to 115. Or no, that's his prediction for this one. Cinna figured it out. Nuggets money line, Knicks money line, Heat money line, Bucks money line, Cavs and the Nets. Cavs plus the points and lay it up with the Spurs in a parlay. All right, Greg says Pels are on life support and Phoenix has practice tonight. Yeah, but you know what? To me, I pay attention to the spread records, and New Orleans been one of the best around. Fernando Mendoza, he likes the Suns team total under here. Blake likes the Suns 9 legacy. Says he'll go with the Pelicans again, right? Look, I took it on the chin there yesterday, but probably going to come back with him. Robert likes the under here. Look, it went under yesterday. It went under in the last meeting that the two teams had also back in November, 121 to 98. It went under. That one was at Phoenix. Phoenix got the win and the cover. And I think if anything, right, just the fact that Phoenix as a favorite tends to go under. Our Tomps likes the Pelicans here. The Denver Nuggets are going to take on the Orlando Magic. Two teams just going back and forth, wins and losses here of late. Denver off of a win on Christmas, of course, in that overtime game against Minnesota at home, 142 to 138. Crazy to think that the Nuggets, we were on them in that game. They were an underdog in that game. And yeah, maybe the personnel situation or whatever dictated that, but didn't feel like the right situation for Minnesota. We were on Denver in that game. Orlando, meanwhile, lost to Charlotte last night, 120 to 105. So Denver actually comes in the rested team here on the road. The widely reported steam did come in on the Orlando Magic here. They're down to, is it really 3.5 here right now? Maybe it's 4. Maybe it's 4. It's at least 4 everywhere. Total 235 right now, though, in this one. Two teams met back on December the 18th, and Denver won and covered 126-115 at home. Denver's won and covered the last 3 meetings, including a meeting here last year, 113 to 100. Denver 15-10 against the spread as a favorite, 9-6 against the spread on the road. Orlando, meanwhile, just 6-10 against the spread at home. Not their best situation here, but things have been perking up here for Orlando of late. They've got a few wins here. Beat Portland before the holiday, before the loss to Charlotte there. But like I said, they are rested here a little bit, but still Denver, man. When they get a chance to beat you, usually they do. Orlando, not a positive spread record at all. Denver 17-8 to the over as a favorite. Orlando 6-3 to the over as an underdog here. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. Then I'll make the call. Yeah, Orlando's getting those points, and Denver not always perfect on the road. We know that, but here we go. Justin's on the over there with the Nuggets game. I agree with that. Greg says Denver here. He's right on the number, though. Art Thompson's on the Nuggets. Booker for Justin on his points. Magic can't beat Denver. Not enough weapons here with their star players, I guess, when you're talking about guys like Bane, Banchero, Uh, uh, Wendell Carter and Black. Nuggets for Blake. Robert likes the over here in this one. And it's going to be 9 Legacy likes Orlando here. All right. And I got to make my call here in this one between Denver and Orlando right now. And I'm going to take the over in this one between Denver and Orlando. Give me the over here tonight. The Brooklyn Nets are going to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. NBA action here for Saturday night. Brooklyn coming in here 9-19, winners of 2 straight. However, wins over Toronto and Philadelphia before the holiday. Minnesota, meanwhile, coming in off that loss, had won 3 straight over OKC, Milwaukee, and the Knicks before losing to the Denver Nuggets in that overtime game on Christmas.
Final.
Brooklyn 7-6 against the spread on the road. Minnesota 12-19, one of the poor spread teams, no doubt about it. Like we talk about, they're 20-11 straight up, but 12-19 against the spread. 9-16 against the spread as a favorite. The widely reported steam did come in on Minnesota here, but they get uninterested big time when they're a big favorite, it seems like to me. They failed to cover against Memphis at home. They didn't cover against Milwaukee at home when they were favored just like this, right? And the Nets here have shown some life. They've covered 3 out of the last 4. They've won 3 out of the last 4 right now. Minnesota just can't stand prosperity. They're not a great favorite. The Nets are terrible. I'm taking the Nets here. I've got to take Brooklyn plus the points in this one. Minnesota, they've been rolling this team as well. They've already won and covered against them this season. They've won and covered 4 straight over Minnesota right now, including a 125-109 win at Brooklyn on November the 3rd as a 10-point favorite. So that might be enough for you here, especially the widely reported steam came in on Minnesota as well. That's what drove it up here from 9 to 10.5 or 11. Just did get one note here on the injury front in this game just a short time ago. Not only did we get the news just a short time ago in this one that Dillingham is questionable, but the big news in this game is that Cam Thomas is expected to make his return. Thomas here this season has only played so far in 8 of 28 games. So this is a big return for a player who averages over 20 points per game right now. He's, Cam's going to be able to get back into the lineup here. And I think that's big. And the move is on the Wolves, but Cam Thomas coming back. Ant's questionable, by the way, but I think he will be in there, but it doesn't seem like a great move. I'm taking Brooklyn here in this one. A few comments from the chat here. Let's see what you got. Nets first half here for Justin. Minnesota tired. They're traveling. So Greg says he doesn't like them necessarily to cover here as well. Talk about Minnesota. They, went on the road for the one game on Christmas and then came right back home. Fernando on the Nets plus the points here. AOD says Cade needs help. Only one of the best teams in the league. AOD wants a little more. Nets first quarter, first half for Fernando. Kelly loves Cam Thomas, and it's good to see him back. We've been waiting for a long time. It's going to be a good return here for Thomas tonight. Greg says Brooklyn could win. Robert's on the under and Blake on the Nets here. Nets got a long way to go. We're not going to tell you that they've turned it around or anything, but getting probably their best player back tonight, right? It's been a long time. Pacers and the Heat. Hey, we're underway in the football game there with Pittsburgh and East Carolina. Pacers, we're doing good here, making good time. Pacers and Heat here on Saturday. You got the Pacers on the road here, favorite underdogs, 8.5 point underdogs. All these games here, including that last one, go off at 8:10 Pacific, 8:10 Eastern, 5:10 Pacific time. A block of 6, no late game. Indiana here just continuing to lose and not look good at all. Played Boston last night, lost 140 to 122. We did have the over in that game, but still Indiana, man, just a long losing streak right now with no end in sight. Not playing with a lot of urgency, I guess is the best way to put it. Right now, they've lost 7 straight, 2-5 against the spread. They did cover against Boston a couple of games ago, but got blown out by them last night. Miami, meanwhile, won last night at Atlanta, so both games are on the back-to-back. Miami's lost 8 of its last 10, gone 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games overall. 8 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over, but at 230.5, I don't think it's going to go over that number. Miami here, the spread is down to 8.5. Been about a 0.5 point move here on the Pacers in this one. Not sure why. I mean, who can get with the Pacers right now? They are 6-8 against the spread on the road. Miami's 8-7 against the spread at home, but Miami 5-10 to the under as a favorite. Indiana 3-11 to the under on the road. Let's see what you have, but I might just have to go to the total here in this one between Indiana and Miami tonight. Houston's Woody Marks is probable against the Chargers today. We're just seeing that here right now, confirmed. So Marks in there today. Let's go to the chat here in this one with the Pacers and the Heat. Like I said, I might like the under here, but hard to, 8 straight meetings have gone over, but these teams are very solid to the under here right now. First meeting of the season between these two teams. Miami is coming in off of a win last night, as I said, over Atlanta. That's not stopped a 3-game losing streak. Let's go to the chat here, Pacers and the Heat. Blake's going over here, Power Critter on Miami. There's Greg. He likes he likes the Heat to rock here. And Nine Legacy says, when are the Pacers going to wake up? Even the games were like last night. They were, for a while there, they were winning that game. Remember, 39-28 at the end of the first quarter, but then they got blown out. They gave up 47 points in the second quarter. It's almost as if they've kind of, given up on the season already. All right, Public Enemy here on the Pacers. Roberts on the Pacers as well. Man, the Pacers have not looked great, but Miami not exactly the best favorite either, right? All right, I'm going to take the under in this one with Indiana and Miami. Next up, the Milwaukee Bucks are taking on the Chicago Bulls. Bulls coming in here 15-18. Meanwhile, Milwaukee comes in here with a 12-19 record. But good news for the Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo is back here tonight, and that's caused the spread to go. Where's my graphic here? This one and his addition to the lineup has made this spread take a turn here for sure. Bucks favored by Bulls favored here by just 3 now in this one, and the total here 235.5. It continues to go up. despite the fact the widely reported steam came in on the under once it was announced that Antetokounmpo would be back in here. Yeah, the total kind of took off as well as the spread. The Bulls come in here hot. We might think of them as kind of giving back all those wins they had early in the season. Now they're back to covering every game here again. Bulls, incredibly streaky team for sure. They've covered here, won and covered now. 5 straight games coming in. In fact, Chicago in this little run, 5-0 straight up and against the spread, won a home and home over Cleveland and covered, and beat Atlanta twice on the road before yesterday's 109-102 win. Great clutch play by Chicago down the stretch to pull away from Philadelphia in the end and get that victory. Milwaukee, if you could have seen the tea leaves. I was on a show last night talking about the Bucks getting a few extra points here. These two teams met twice already this season. The Bucks won them both, 127-121 here in Chicago in October, and they also beat Chicago 126-110 as a home favorite back on November the 7th. So for Chicago here, one of the worst favorites in the league, 2-11-1 against the spread. Very notable for a team that is a 500 team. Yeah, Milwaukee 4-11 straight up on the road this season, but could this change their fortunes today, or will Giannis's desire maybe to be traded still weigh on this team despite the fact that he's back in the lineup here? 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Chicago's gone under in 7 of its last 10. Milwaukee's gone under in 5 of 6. Milwaukee's 5-10 to the under on the road, and Chicago's 4-10 to the under at home. I'm going under, especially now that the total's moved a little bit higher after Giannis was named in the lineup. Look, I know who's going to bring his scoring in here, but I'm pretty sure he's a top defensive player as well. So give me the under here in this one with Milwaukee and Chicago here tonight. I'm going under. Bucks have gone under in each of their last 2 games right now. Let's go to the chat here in this one. See what you got. Kelly says Milwaukee owns Chicago. Greg says he's got him 120-116. Legacy says he's got the Bulls on the spread. Justin's on the Bucks as well. Robert's on his Bucks. He also says fear the dare. And Bulls are back, says 9 Legacy. Man, what a, you could point to some personnel issues here not issues, but that Chicago's got a pretty good lineup in there right now. Hey, I want to say hello to 69. He's going to show us a few extra points. I don't know what that means, but I'm ready for it. Kane says Bucks money line always says the Bucks are worthless. Yeah, they beat him without Giannis, says Senna. Public enemy on the under here. And Greg says Milwaukee gave up yesterday and looking forward to tonight's return. Yeah, they lost to Memphis. They're pretty bad on the road. But, hey, we had that was one of our 2 losses yesterday. We had the under. I don't want to say, bad beat city. It wasn't a bad beat. We had the under, but I think when I gave it out, yeah, it did go over, obviously, 129. So we just missed it there by a 1.5 or 2 from going another win. Yeah, no late NBA, Terrell. That kind of is a bummer, huh? But at least we got some football tonight, NFL style. Fernando likes the Bucks first half. Hey, Jimmy Lambo's here. And Mike says take the under as well. Keep it moving here right now in the NBA. We've almost made it. We still got 13 hockey games to go on hockey night. Knicks and Hawks here. Knicks come in here 21-9. The Hawks 15-7. The Hawks are struggling, man. A big time losing streak here. Atlanta's lost 5 straight. They haven't covered in any of them. They failed to cover, in fact, in 7 straight games overall. They failed to cover in 5 straight home games. But the Knicks have failed to cover in 5 straight games overall as well, despite the fact they've won 3 of their last 5. They're not performing well as a favorite. They might have the right matchup here, though. The Knicks are 17-10 against the spread as a favorite, although we know most of that work has come at home because they're 4-9 against the spread on the road. But Atlanta's 4-11 against the spread at home. They're 9-6 against the spread as an underdog. What a quirky game this is. Teams have not met yet here this season. Knicks have gone over in 5 of their last 7 overall. The Hawks have gone over in 6 of their last 9 games coming in. Both these teams kind of trend over. Knicks are 15-12 to the over as a favorite here. But I don't know. You see this total all the way down here now to 241.5. And look, there's no value in it. And in fact, I see 240.5. This thing just continues to fall. And that's the way I think it's going to go. No value left. The widely reported steam came in on the under. I'm going under here, and this one is my free play on the show. If I was awake and could have got in on this one early, I would have. But maybe I missed the boat a little bit here with these two. The Knicks here have gone, like I said, under in 7 of 13 on the road. There's not a lot of trends that might necessarily point to this under here, but I think in this matchup, I've got to go under with these two. Let's see if we got anything in the chat with this one. Terrell says the Hawks, yeah, you know what? Just maybe here, Young could be one of those players that's kind of gets in the way more than he contributes. Last night, the loss to Miami, 126-111. We already talked about the back-to-back losses at home against the Bulls. They got blown out by the Spurs. They lost to Charlotte. Hawks are struggling here. At least the Knicks are winning some games. 9 legacy, Hawks money line. And Cinna figured out likes the Knicks here, it looks like. Blake says ECU, so far, so good. They're doing a nice job here. No score here through the first part of the first quarter here, halfway through the game or so. Halfway through the first quarter or so. Greg here says... he's got that one kind of right on the number. Hawks team total under here for Fernando. 9 Legacy says you can't blame Trae Young. I mean, this team cannot win. They just don't have enough around him, I think is what he's saying. Or Robert here likes the Knicks in this one. All right, I'm taking the under with the Knicks and the Hawks tonight. Mark it down. I'm going to win that one. Picking with confidence. All right, Jazz, Spurs here. De'Aaron Fox, he's questionable with a hip injury in this one. Ace Bailey's questionable as well for Utah. He's got a hip injury. These guys might have been doing the bump out there. For Utah here, they come in 11-19. San Antonio, pretty much the opposite at 23-7 right now. It's Utah coming in off of a win over Detroit, 131-129 last night. Impressive at home. Hey, we were on the over in that game with Detroit and Utah last night. It ended up going 264 points, or 260 points, I think it was overall in that game. So see what you got here. Big spread. We know that. They're laying 16.5, total 243.5. San Antonio's looking terrific. Of course, everyone talking about the back-to-back wins over OKC here right now, the 3-0 record. The Spurs are for real. I mean, we've talked about it here, right? Even before that the Spurs, this is a serious situation. Utah just 4-8 against the spread on the road. They've had their problems for sure. San Antonio 9-3-1 against the spread at home. Just a 500 team as a favorite, but They already beat this team 134-130. Didn't cover San Antonio in the game back in October as a 6.5 point favorite here, but still, this one's a little bit dicey. Let's see what you got at 16.5. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit tough, but let's see what you got here with these two, Utah and San Antonio. The two teams are definitely trending over a little bit. Utah 17-9 to the over as a dog, but you get them on the road. They're just 6 overs and 6 unders. San Antonio, meanwhile, not a big time 6 overs and 7 unders at home. So see what you got here. I'm going to take the under with these two. Give me the under tonight. San Antonio and Utah here in San Antonio at 244. I know they've had some high scores, but here we go with you guys in the chat. We're just about done with the NBA. Nunya just took East Carolina first quarter, everybody. Cinna says the Jazz will get rocked here in this one. I might bet it, but I don't know if I can give it out. Public Enemy, Knicks money line in that game there with Atlanta. Nine Legacy says, look, this Spurs team, there's no doubt, dude. Don't have to sell us, Nine Legacy. Totally impressed with this team right now. And thank you. Oh, Nunya. Yeah, hey, we'll try to do the best for you. Like I said, I went 7-2 on the show yesterday. I've had a pretty good run in the NBA on this show. Spurs for Cash Kane. Robert on the Spurs. Spurs under for R. Thompson says maybe can bend it down, 14 or so. Pittsburgh having some issues here in the warm weather, huh? They might have had too many cocktails. All right, Greg on the Spurs and Kevin Nix there. What kind of event are they playing here in preparation? Can't wait to get the tennis season started here. It's going to be a great Australian Open. And I think I might take Sabs. I don't think I want Iga to win the Australian Open. Can't wait, Kevin. All right, here we go. I'll take the under in that one. Last up, Cavs and Rockets here. Cleveland, look, they got Mobley back. They're trying to make some headway. We know they ended up losing to the Knicks in that game, but they did cover the spread right now, and they won 2 straight before that. Mobley back in there right now. Can they start to get it going here finally? And this one might be a little bit tough with Houston at home. Only favored here by, 3.5 here now? Is that right? 4, 3.5 or 4, 234. Cleveland's one of the worst spread teams in the league. We know that right now. They are 10-22 ATS. But like I said, probably is going to start closing the gap a little bit. Still, Houston 16-12 ATS. Pretty manageable number here, actually, it feels like, with these two. And that total at 234, you got two teams that can play some defense here. Yeah, they're trending over this season, but Houston 5 overs, 5 unders at home. Cleveland 2 overs, 2 unders. I got the spread wrong there. Got the wrong team. I know you guys are probably yelling at me right now to fix it. There we go. All right. So, yeah, look, for me, I think this is probably a pretty good situation for the Rockets today. I don't mind laying 4. Look, Cleveland probably got to get it going sometime, but this spread's actually gone down from as high as 6 here in this one. I think this is under City. I mean, this thing already was as high as 240 here, so no value. In fact, when I was talking about it on a show last night, it was 236. Now it's 234 and still dropping. I've got this one as a defensive game. I don't know if I see anything in the mid 230s here with these two. I'd rather go under in this matchup between Cavaliers and the Rockets. Two teams met on November the 19th. It was 114-104 in favor of Houston at Cleveland in that game. You got Houston, no doubt. I mean, they're like the top defensive rebounding team in the league, top 3 scoring defense here. So, yeah, I'd rather take the under here. Look, Cleveland hasn't been as great defensively as you might think, but they're still top 5 interior defense. Their problem is guarding against the three-pointer. That's where they've kind of struggled, but that's of concern because the Rockets are one of the top 3-point shooting teams in the league. The Rockets are also the top offensive rebounding team in the league as well. And they do score a lot of points. I get that. But I'm going to take the under in this one with Cleveland and Houston. All right, we've got a few more going right now. And we've got, let's see. The Cavs going to bury here and cook the Rockets. Greg says revenge for Cleveland for that game that we mentioned. It was over a month ago. In fact, it was 6 weeks ago. I don't know how quick that revenge is going to be. Rockets for 9 legacy. Robert's going over, though, here on this one. Gooey says crybaby Durant in there. Cinna says, take the Cavs, Ramon. What are you doing? They're going to start getting it together here. It does feel like the move is on the Cavs. I got to respect the move for sure. But 9 legacy says Rockets should be up to 5.5. And, oh, Nunya. All right. You guys are talking about that field goal attempt there. I did see it, but I see the go bowling pin there. Okay, that's it for the NBA. We got to get going. Mobley's back. Terrell, is he back on the injured list? He's already back, and he played on Christmas. Did he make his way back to the injured list here? I don't think so. In fact, if anything, Sengun is questionable here in this one. Do we have a turnover here right now? I see ECU celebrating. They've got the ball in the red zone. Uh-oh. ECU. Let's go to the hockey, guys. We got such a big card here. How are we going to do it? We got to finish this in 30 minutes and by the top of the hour here. Let's go. Might be a little quick today on the hockey plays, but we're going to go over every game. Why not? I mean, we were hot in hockey before the break here, so maybe I'm hitting my stride a little bit. Rangers and Islanders will start us off here in this one with the Rangers. Look, the Rangers here are on the road, right? So you know what to do, or have the situation changed a little bit for the Rangers now. Are they starting now? In fact, I've got the goalie here for the Islanders is going to be Rittich. Rittich comes in here 8-3 this season. It will not be Sorokin. Rittich is confirmed here in goal today. There we go. So, look, these two teams are solid unders. Make no mistake. Here, Rangers are 14-25 to the under this season. Islanders 16-21 to the under. Although they are 8-5 to the over as a favorite, these two teams met on November the 8th. It was 5-0. The Islanders got the win. Yeah, we'll mention right now there's some steam coming in on. We haven't had any steam here today because of no college basketball, but right now the Utah Jazz are getting steamed here against San Antonio, game we just mentioned, and all of a sudden Utah, remember they were getting 16.5. Well, take a look right now. It's down to 15.5 here as Utah taking the steam here on the Morning Steam show. How about that? Had to have a steam move here, right? Can East Carolina capitalize here? First down to the 14. All right. So see what you have here in this one. But look, Rangers are on the road. We know what they've been doing on the road this season. That's where they've been so great. 14-6 on the road. Although the Islanders 11-7 at home here, but you know Igor here on the road. Uh, Islanders won at the Rangers here already. I'm taking the Rangers in this
Urgent
one
message.
over the Islanders here. Hey, we mentioned De'Aaron Fox uh, moments ago, right, in the game for the Kings today, and he was questionable with that hip injury. Well, De'Aaron Fox is out of this game right now against Dallas here. Fox will miss tonight's game at home against Dallas. That just in here on the Morning Steam Show. All right. Hey, I'm going with the Rangers here in this one. Look, Rangers on the road, that's supposed to be a no brainer. Now, granted, like I said, they have lost a few here on the road right now as well. So it's not like it was, but Rangers still won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two. They've won 5 of the last 7 times on the road to the Islanders. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Rangers here. Rangers have gone under in 7 of their last 10. Islanders have gone under in 5 straight. I've got this one 3-2 Rangers tonight. Give me the Rangers on the road over the Isles in this one. Hey, you guys got a lot of comments here, I think, with these two. Let's see what you got. Gooey says Clemson's got their work cut out for them today. That one's coming up top of the hour. Let's see. Rangers here for Cash Kane. Greg's like Carolina there in that game here right now, and they're coming up here. Oh man, is it 4th down and fourth and 1 here? Timothy Hawk on the Rangers. Nunez ready to score. Let's get it in. They've still got 3.5 minutes. Just get this one in. Oh, stopped him behind the line. Are you going to go for it here? Nunez will take the 3, I guess. If they kick it, they lost yardage there. Public enemies on the Rangers. And, yep. Oh, yeah. What am I saying? It was 4th down. Am I behind you guys? Greg here on the Rangers. 9 Legacy Rangers. Fernando Rangers. Lots of Rangers. Oh, is it snowing there in Yankee Stadium? I haven't got over there yet. Robert on the under. We got to finish this segment up. Wow. Okay, Pitt's got the ball now. It's kind of hard to watch the game and get it right. Sorry about that call there. Uh-oh, Pittsburgh on the run here. First down out near the 25. Yeah, sorry, Justin. You know what I meant. In fact, it was the move there, right? I mentioned the steam that came in. That was it. Just a slip of the tongue there for sure. Not the first time I've done that this season, but we mentioned the steam that came in on the Utah Jazz just seconds before that notice came out, right? That Fox would be missing the game here. 22 point per game scorer for the San Antonio Spurs, of course. And that's why the steam came in there on Utah. Arnez Little, great to see Arnez here in the chat. All right. Let's see here. Cheshire's here, everybody. Wow. Hope all is well, Cheshire. Huey says this is not a great game for sure. Bobby Mack wants the clock to tick. And Pittsburgh game gonna go under. I hope so. I called for the under here on the Morning Steam Show. No, we're on East Carolina, but I was on the under last night. Okay, let's keep it moving here. Rangers and full Philly Eagle Flyer. Hello. All right, let's keep it moving here right now with our next game up. The Wild are on the road taking on the Jets here in this one. Wild, the road favorite right now at minus $1.20 here. Total is 5.5. Over at minus $1.25. Might be $1.15 or so here in this one, with the Wild favored against the Jets here.
Final.
Let's see the goalie situation. I think it's going to be, I thought it was going to be Wallstedt, but apparently it might be Gus here today. The Jets apparently don't have a goalie. Put Hellebuck in there. There we go. Hellebuck in here for the Jets, but still Wild favorite $1.15, 5.5 over 25. Minnesota's lost 2 straight here to Colorado and Nashville. Still looking strong, 22-10-6 overall. Winnipeg, meanwhile, 1-10 as an underdog this season for Winnipeg. Winnipeg is 7-4 to the over as an underdog, but Minnesota's 9-11 to the under as a favorite here. You got that 5.5 here. I don't know about if it stay under here, especially if Gus is in there and not Wallstedt right now. I think I'd probably prefer the over in this game between Minnesota and Winnipeg. I'm going over in this one. I'll take the over here. Winnipeg's had a few overs here of late. They just lost 4-3 to Utah last time out. They had 3 unders before that, but like I said, they are 7-4 to the over as a dog here. Teams did meet back on November the 23rd. Minnesota won 3-0. These two do have, this is a tough situation here actually for Minnesota. They're 1-9 on the road, or 1-9 in their last 10 games against Winnipeg, but Winnipeg's lost 7 of their last 8 coming in. 4 of the last 5 meetings have gone under, but I'm going to go over in this one. Give me the over tonight. All right. Greg likes it 3-2 Wild. Billy Eagle Flyer on the Wild. Cash Kane on the Jets here in this one. Public Enemies on the under in this one. Our Tom's likes the Jets. 9 Legacy. Minnesota Moneyline. Team total over. And Billy Eagle Flyer says, yeah, you want Wall in there. Wallstedt in there in this one probably. Yeah, I don't know. I still think Minnesota, that 1-9 does stand out for sure, but I'll take the over. Lightning and Panthers here in an interesting one. The Florida battle here. Tampa's won 2 straight coming in. Wins over Carolina and St. Louis. Florida, meanwhile, been in a good groove here of late. They beat Carolina last time out. They've been hot. Has Florida coming into this one. They've won 5 of their last 6 overall, 4 of their last 5 at home. Tampa's lost 5 of the last 7 meetings here, but kind of like the matchup here right now for Tampa, the way it's going. Now, Florida did win 5-2 at Tampa just 12 days ago, and Tampa won at Florida back in November here. So maybe the road teams are the right side in this one. For Florida here, they are 15-12 to the over as a favorite, but Tampa's 2-5 to the under as a dog coming in. Let's see what you have. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over here right now. You have Vasilevsky. You got Bob in there for the Panthers. Coming into this one, I'm going to go under here with Tampa and Florida. Give me the under with these two goalies this time. These two teams have been kind of back and forth for sure of late. I'm going to go under here. Tampa's 7-10 to the under on the road this season. Florida, even though they've been slightly over, they're 4 overs and 4 unders as an underdog. Are they? Do I have the wrong favorite there right now? Is this one shifted? Oh, wow. Tampa's a favorite now. Let's shift this line. Maybe $1.15. I'll just leave it $1.15. And the total has dropped here to at least 6 under 15. So I think they're kind of feeling it the way I am. I'm going to go under here with Tampa Bay and Florida. And now Tampa Bay is the favorite here. I don't disagree with the move. All right, let's see here. Panthers, Greg says 4-3. Lightning for Bobby Mack. 9, Legacy says Tampa Bay Lightning money line. Philly Eagle Flyer likes the over here. All right, you guys are doing a good job in the chat. I'll keep it moving. Boston and Buffalo. Buffalo, hottest team in the league. Well, one of the hottest. I mean, we're not. Let's say one of the hot if you're not the Colorado Avalanche. Buffalo scorching here, actually, right now. What a run it's been for the Sabres here, having won 7 straight, 5-1 their last 6 at home. Boston's lost 4 straight, and they're 1-5 in their last 6 games overall. Buffalo's gone under in 5 of their last 6, but Boston's gone over in 4 of their last 5 on the road here. Total, I don't think it's 6.5. Let me see what the current total is. Well, yeah, there's 6.5s out there, although it's a little more heavily juiced than this. I think 6 over 20 is probably the more realistic line here right now. And it's gone down here maybe to $1.40 or so, but let's just leave it as is. $1.45 Pekka Luukkonen in the pipes here against Swayman for Boston here. 4 straight losses before the holiday to Edmonton, Vancouver, Ottawa, and Montreal. Still 7-14 as an underdog, but this Buffalo run has been impressive, and they're 11-5 at home right now. Boston is 10-7 to the over on the road, 18-13 to the over as a dog here, but oh man, I don't know. I don't mind this goalie matchup necessarily between these two teams here right now. Let me see what you guys have though in the chat. This one feels kind of tough. The two teams did meet already twice this season. Boston won them both at home, and now you turn around here with Buffalo. I'm going to take the Sabres in this one. I know they're a favorite, but they're so hot right now. Give me Buffalo tonight. I'll take them against Boston. Greg likes Buffalo, and poor Henschel here, huh? Not looking too good. R. Thompson is on the under. Fernando likes the Bruins in this one. Next up, the Red Wings are on the road here, taking on Carolina. This might be the game of the night, huh? Detroit coming in 22-13-3. Carolina 22-11-3. Carolina's actually lost 3 straight here in this one. Detroit on the road, a pretty big underdog, man, for as well as they've played. Yeah, Carolina looks near elite, but man, the teams have very similar records, and Detroit's 10-6 on the road, 10-8 as an underdog. Yes, Carolina has rocked. They've been a favorite in all but 4 games so far this season. They're 11-6 at home, but come on, it doesn't feel like they should be $1.85 here right now. Did get a little bit of an injury update here just a short time ago as Keandre Miller, the defenseman of the Hurricanes here, he is questionable here in this one. That just into the injury list here right now. So let's see what you got here in this one. 2 teams that kind of trend over, right? You got Detroit 11-7 to the over as a dog. Carolina here 11-7 to the over at home. You got Gibson and Bussy, and man, these Bussy's record here so far has been so strong so far with the Hurricanes. He's done a great job here right now. 11-1-1 record, 2.11 goals against, and a 91% save percentage. Gibson 12-7, 3.01 goals against coming in. So let's see what you guys have in this one between the Red Wings and the Hurricanes. I'll go to the chat. Want to say hello and welcome to PG. Get rid of the spam here. We rarely get spammed on this show, but hey, I've got 6 dozen of you in here right now. Thank you for joining me on the morning steam. Okay, here we go. 4-3 Canes for Greg. Fernando likes the over in this one. 9 Legacy. Red Wings on the money line. And Robert is liking the over here in this one between the Red Wings and the Hurricanes here. All right, I'm going to go with the under in this one. Don't mean to go against my man there, but give me the under here with Detroit and Carolina. Yeah, there's some trends to the over, I know, but I'll take the under here. Teams have not met yet here this season. Public Enemy went with the over as well. So it's definitely all overs there in the chat. And look, you can score. You got to grade me at 6 there. I think it's pretty much feels like 6 flat. Maybe it's juiced. Maybe it's 6 over 15 or so. We'll call it 6 flat. Give me a tough line here, but I'm going under. We're doing pretty good here with our next matchup. Let's go to it. The Ottawa Senators here on the road, taking on the Maple Leafs. Lena Solmark, I believe, is getting the call here against Joseph Woll here for Toronto Senators. Favored in this one now up to $1.25 or so. This total is definitely probably 6.5 under with these two. Although there's plenty of 6 overs as well. Yeah, I'll call it 6 over. I always look at the DK lines, and they're always a little different. They always like to do that 6.5 thing. Okay, so Senators on the road here, 18, 13, and 5 overall. Toronto, 16, 15, and 5. Toronto lost 3 of 4 coming into the break. They did beat Pittsburgh last time out, but lost on the road to Washington, Nashville, and Dallas. Still, they seem to do a better job at home right now, but Ottawa's been hot. Yeah, they lost to Buffalo, but who hasn't? Before that, they beat Winnipeg, Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Boston, one of the hotter teams in the league as well. Ottawa 10-7 on the road. Toronto 11-5 at home, but just 4-9 as an underdog right now for Toronto. That's not good. I'm taking Ottawa here to win on the road over Toronto tonight. Ottawa here at minus $1.25 now. It's actually been the moves on Ottawa, but I'm taking them here. Give me Ottawa in this one in the game over Toronto tonight. I'll take the Senators here for sure in this one. One of my favorite games of the day, it feels like. Timothy Hawk is on the Senators. Cash Kane's on the Senators. Greg's on the Senators. And Ottawa's on the Senators. That is a consensus. Capitals here taking on the Devils in this one closely rated game. You got the Devils here minus $1.20, total 5.5 here in this one. Devils have lost 2 straight into the holiday break, losses against Buffalo and the Islanders. Washington, meanwhile, has lost 3 straight. Coming into this one, losses to Detroit, back-to-back losses to Detroit, and a loss to the Rangers coming in. Washington just 4-8 as an underdog here, but I don't know. I kind of like their chances in this one against New Jersey. New Jersey just 10-7 at home so far this season. And hey, Washington here, I believe we have Thompson going up against Markstrom here. Is it still first quarter? Oh, it's the second quarter. Okay. So I don't know. I kind of like the Caps here in this matchup with New Jersey today. But anything from the chat? Let me go to the chat here. Okay, Philly Eagle Flyer on the Capitals. Cash Kane says Devils money line. Hughes scores, and Roberts on the Caps. 9 Legacies on the Caps. Okay, you guys are on the Caps. I'll take them. I was looking for some help on that one. I'm going to take the Capitals with you guys. I won't blame you. I'm taking the Caps in this one. Public Enemy went with the Devils. All right, here we go. Blackhawks and Stars here, and try to give these teams here a little bit that, like we said, the puck line's been tough for a lot of these puck line favorites this season. Dallas just 8-22 is a puck line favorite. Chicago 24-10 is a puck line dog, but man, Chicago, they might be in the biggest slump of any of the teams here currently with the losing streak that they're currently on. Feels like right now they can't get it turned around here at this point, and all of a sudden have lost 6 straight games, 5 straight on the road, lost 13 of the last 16 to Dallas overall here. Dallas comes in having won 6 of the last 7 at home between these two. They're 6-1 their last 7 at all overall right now, 12-5 at home. Chicago just 13-21 as a dog, 6-10 as a dog on the road. I got to take the Stars here to rock tonight. I'll take them to cover this puck line here. Give me Dallas. I'll do one puck line tonight. It's going to be the Dallas Stars. Yeah, they're 360, whatever. I think it's even higher than that now, isn't it? No, 340, 350, 360. No matter what, you're going to be laying about $1.35, maybe $1.40 on the puck line. I'm still willing to do it here, and I'm going to do it. Dallas won the last meeting just last year here. They haven't met in a year, but Dallas won at Chicago 5-1 the last time these two teams met. Dallas money line for Cash Kane. Chicago to get the upset of the day, says 9 Legacy. Timothy is on the Stars puck line. Public Enemy's on the over, and Roberts on the over in this one. I'll take the Stars here. Nashville Predators, St. Louis Blues, NHL action for Saturday night. Nashville on the road here. 16-16-4 overall. St. Louis 14-16-8. Nashville is on a 3-game winning streak here. I just can't stop betting Nashville. I have a Nashville problem right now. Nashville's won 5 of their last 7 on the road, 4 of their last 5 overall. Nashville's gone over in 10 of their last 15 games actually coming into this one. St. Louis is 10-4 to the over as a favorite this season. 13 of the last 17 meetings between the two have gone over. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams in St. Louis have gone over. Nashville has lost 4 of their last 6 against St. Louis, but I like Nashville's chances here, actually. Nashville's won both meetings here already. They've already played twice in December. Nashville won 7-2 at home and 5-2 on the road in a couple of high-scoring games. I think that's where we could be headed again with this one. Give me the over with Nashville and St. Louis, but man, seems like I just keep on betting Nashville. We've got 9 minutes. I want to get this going. Oh, man, tough. We got an injury here. Kid got carted off there, huh? We got to finish this up and get going for I want to see the weather game here a little bit. Oh, Pittsburgh, Sacagawea. All right. A big one. Look at this one. Ducks and Kings in LA. Kings $1.40, 6 over 15 in this one. But, oh, man, the Ducks are playing well this season. I know both teams are kind of struggling here right now into the holiday. LA with some losses for sure of late. They've lost 6 of their last 7. Anaheim's lost 5 of their last 7. Kings have won 12 of the last 15 meetings between these two teams. You know, the Kings are gone under in 7 straight games right now, and 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. The Kings have gone under in 8 of their last 9 at home because they can't score. The Kings either get 1 goal or 2 goals basically for the last month. I got to go under in this one. I mean, Anaheim's live to win because the Kings cannot score. Uh, Basically, here in their last 6 games, they're averaging less than 2 goals a game. And it goes back a little bit even further than that. So I got to go under right now. The Kings are 4-12 to the under at home overall. Yeah, Anaheim 23-14. To the over this season, but should be noted just 13-11 to the over as an underdog. So they are basically 10-3 to the over as a favorite. But the underdog, when they're a dog, it maybe plays a little bit more evenly. So I'm going to end up here taking the under here in this one with the Ducks and the Kings. Get your comments in there. Let's see what we got. Cheshire wants to date a gilf. I think he wants to date a gilf. See, I'm trying to go. Cheshire's trying to go older. I'm trying to go younger. Public Enemy here. He's on the over. The Ducks here for Robert. Couple more. We got to get out of here. Avalanche and the Golden Knights. In this one, look at the Avalanche on the road here. Minus $1.45. Total 6.5 here. And then they're not going to get. Come on. This game's going to be a high-scoring shootout here. I'm going to call it 6/15, 6/20. Colorado can't be stopped. We know that. 27-2-7. Still winning everything. Now, they only beat Utah 1-0 last time out, but, oh, man, these Avalanche here at this point. Vegas 1-3, straight up as a dog here. I know it's $1.45 on the road. I might have to just take Colorado again. I've tried to fade them a couple of times, and that doesn't usually work out here right now. But let's see what you have in the chat with this one. Can Vegas wake up a little bit here? What's the Eichel status? I mean, I did see a little update or two here. Arsenal over Brighton. Eichel is questionable. He might make this lineup. I don't know. It feels like he could get in there tonight. I might have to wait. I'm going to go with the under in this game. Let me see what happens with Eichel tonight before we make a call in this one. Give me the under with Colorado here and Vegas. Colorado's 13-22 this season to the under. So give me the under here. Timothy is on the Avalanche. Fernando's got us a soccer playing here with Udinese and Lazio. Both teams to score, no. What did the Pirates do? Is it a turnover here? What happened? Touchdown? What's going on? Public Enemy's got the over here. Yeah. Well, we don't worry about him as a person. We just need him out there on the ice, Cheshire. And who is the Golden Knights? I don't even have the goalie listed here. I do know it, though. We did so far, right? Connor Hart. Carter Hart is listed here in goal right now. There we go. All right, let's get out of here, you guys. Let me wrap this one up real quick here with Edmonton and Calgary. $1.35, 6.5 over. You know how this one's going to go. Edmonton's going to lead 3-0. Calgary's going to come back and win 4-3. This one's going over tonight. I've liked this one 4-3 Calgary here to win it. Okay, that's the preview. That's the handicap. We've seen it a million times. It's going to happen again. Edmonton will lead 3-0. That's when you bet Calgary. They come back to win it 4-3. All right. Go ahead and get your comments there in the chat. One more game, then we'll do the drawing. Let's get out of here. Sharks and Canucks here tonight. In this one, I'm on the San Jose Sharks here against Vancouver in this one, and a little bit of plus money. Look, I can't read you the trends because you won't like it. San Jose here is 2-16 in their last 18 against Vancouver. They've lost 9 straight here to Vancouver overall, but Vancouver's playing awful. They've lost 7 of their last 8 at home, awful at home. They've actually won 4 of their last 5 overall here. Finally lost before the break to Philadelphia. They were on that road swing and were incredible. Remember, they beat New Jersey, the Rangers, the Islanders, and Boston. Celtic beat Livingston 4-2 in Irish play there. So Vancouver's gone under in 9 of their last 12. San Jose's gone under in 8 of their last 11 on the road. I think the Sharks probably win this one 3-2 tonight. That's it for the morning steam. Thank you, everybody. We got to get out of here. Blake says it's a defensive game for sure.
Final.
And Cheshire, he doesn't like Hart. All right, I guess that's it. Let's run the drawing, get out of here. You guys enjoy the bowls today, and we'll have live coverage here at 4:30 Eastern and 1:30 Pacific. Head on over to winnable.com and use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages. Here comes the drawing right now. We're not going to wait because we want to get out of here, go watch some football. Thank you, everybody.
Final.
Here we go. Who's going to get 1 month subscription right now? The drawing is underway. We don't even have the fancy scoreboard up there. Let's just do it. All right. SF Niner won. Is he still there? SF Niner, you won. I know you're having a bad day, and I even kicked him out of the chat for some less than
Major
some
lineman.
colorful remarks. But he won the drawing fair and square, so I don't think he takes up on it, but he can give it away or whatever. All right, that's going to do it. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the games.
Final.
Thank you, everybody, for your contributions here today.
Final.
Man, a great day here. We'll be back here in about 4.5 hours tonight with live coverage of the Chargers and the Texans. That's what they told me anyway. All right. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long. Thank you. Have a great day. And make sure you're here tomorrow as I'm completing another trip around the sun. So you're going to want to be here for that. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
The morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to